Thank you, Derek.
Okay, welcome to the October 5th meeting of the Board of Riley County Commissioners. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item is public comment. Do we have public comment?
All right. Good morning, commissioners. My name is Caitlin Smith. I'm the Riley County WIC supervisor. And I just wanted to stop by real quick and give an update on the WIC program and in regards to the threatened government shutdown and the continuing resolution that had been passed. So WIC is 100% federally funded. It is state administered. Our funding is not tied to the Farm Bill, which like SNAP would be, but rather funded by the USDA Appropriations Committee every year. So our Kansas WIC office has stayed in communication with the local agencies in the last week, just to reassure us that if there would be a government shutdown, our services would not be impacted. I know on the news, it was a little touch and go. It's really state by state case and what states have in reserve in order to continue services. So the last shutdown in 2018 lasted 34 days. Our services at that time were not impacted either. So Kansas State WIC has reassured us that whatever happens, we'll continue to operate and serve our clients just as we have been. So last week I started talking with Julie, Elizabeth, and Vivian just about getting communication out to the community and to reassure the community that we were still here. So over the weekend, Vivian assisted with getting some Facebook messaging out. Coming here, we've communicated with our clients that services won't be impacted. So the current continuing resolution goes through November 17th. So we'll just keep watching and see what unfolds with that situation. If we get a full budget or we just have another continuing resolution, which I believe last year we had worked through 2 continuing resolutions. So not too much to be worried about. I do just want to say if just the threat of a government shutdown does negatively impact our program just because clients are getting scared, community doesn't know what's accurate. And so we're doing a little bit of damage control, just reassuring the community we are still here regardless of what happens. Because clients get scared, they think we're closed, they stop using benefits, and then that reduces their access to healthy foods and just doesn't benefit the community at all. And then our clinic alone oversees 10 WIC vendors, and that infuses over $1 million into the community. So having this threat of a government shutdown really would have a financial impact. So as you're talking with state and federal representatives, just kind of pushing the positive impacts of the WIC program on food security and child and maternal health, and the negative impacts of just the threats of a shutdown that they have. So that's all I wanted to come in and say. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
You're also providing those services up on Fort Riley too,
Yes.
So it impacts the military community as well.
Yeah, so on we were asked like what services would be impacted. Ours are still not going to be impacted where other programs on post would be. But
okay.
And then I did print off the National WIC Association has a lot of good handouts. So I have the WIC funding information. So if you'd like a copy, I can provide you a copy of that. So
Good.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, to my knowledge, yeah, Farmville hasn't been passed.
No.
So SNAP, other SNAP programs will be in town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that all will affect WIC participants too. I mean, it's all kind of interconnected.
Thank you, she's doing for so.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks, Caitlin. Thank you.
It'd be interesting to see how they figure it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting being up there next.
Oh,
week.
yes. Oh, yeah. I wondered-
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking about that. At least they're not shut down.
No, true. If that was the case, we were gonna have to scramble to see how we were gonna have meetings. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be
But
interesting.
it should be there.
Yeah, we will do.
Okay. They may not have anything to talk about.
No, we're gonna have plenty to talk about. We're gonna have plenty.
Okay, any more public comments? Seeing none, we'll go to commission comments. Commissioner McKinley?
All right, well, maybe it was a quiet start, because I didn't have any meetings yet this month. Yeah. Next week I got a black meeting today, but
Yeah, it seems like it goes like,
this week it's pretty quiet.
Well, unlike Commissioner McKinley, my month started off kind of like a bang, and it's gonna be like that for the next couple of weeks, but it is what it is. Monday post our meeting, I had went over and talked to Shiloh. Discussed the new well, I don't want to say new, Open Go. She's got a dashboard kind of set up and established. This has been a project that we've been working on well over 4 years. I brought that back from my first annual conference I went to in July of 2019. In fact, I was joking with Shiloh that the actual first Zoom call I ever did was with the Open Gov team back in August of 2019. You would have known. So it's been a work in progress, but we're moving along with it. She's got a pretty good working dashboard. She's going to be getting with each one of us, probably separately, I would assume, to get a commission dashboard with some information, and it'll have mostly budgetary stuff. If there's something different that you'd want on that, you can certainly have her add it, and one by one we'll work through everybody on that. But I think it's going to be a real good thing for us to be able to work through information in real time. So also on Monday, I stopped in and talked to Elizabeth Ward, Human Resource Director, on a couple of things, including the upcoming Employee Day on Monday, some strategic planning, some thoughts on that. I think we'll be discussing that a little bit more depth next month during the county officials luncheon, and some other things to get started on here early in 2024. Believe it or not, not that far away from it. Let's see, what else did we discuss? And I've discussed some early plans and visions I have for budgeting for next year. Believe it or not, we'll be working on that budget for 2025. And that was pretty much it on that. Tuesday afternoon, listened in on a webinar that was hosted by KAC with the Kansas Office of Broadband Development on the importance of adding public comment sections to what's their digital equity strategic plan. Webinar gave us all a chance to catch up on the details of the plan itself, because I wasn't aware of it, and being able to take a step-by-step look to share comments for development and consideration that will ultimately be added to the final version to the plan somewhere down the road. A little bit choppy on that because I was at work and doing several different things. I need to catch back up maybe on their website to fill in the gaps in that webinar. Tuesday evening, I headed down to City Park and checked out the third annual community night out. This was a public safety expo that was held over at the Weefold Pavilion. It included members and equipment from Riley County Rural Fire District Number 1, Riley County EMS, Riley County Emergency Management, Manhattan Fire Department. Fort Riley Military Police had a set up there as well as Riley County Police Department, who also brought the barbecue trailer out and provided very delicious pulled pork. Barbecue team knows what they're doing. So just wanted to put a shout out to them for that. It's a very pleasant evening, maybe a little bit windy, but it wasn't 8,000 degrees outside. So that was nice. Lots of people roaming around and checking everything out, and kudos to all the agencies that were in attendance and everybody that came out and support as well. Thursday morning, or I guess this morning, I put Thursday morning because by the time it comes out, it's what it is there. Attended the United in Purpose annual campaign kickoff for the Kanza United Way. It's
but we had the late start this morning. Appreciate that too. That was held over at the Shamrock Zone over at the Bill Snyder Family Stadium. With Riley County being one of their employee campaign partners, I felt it was important that to be in attendance for this event. Several other department heads and people were there too. There are other community leaders, fellow donors, all got a firsthand look at the funding priorities and how it's going to work with some 16 area local agencies to be exact, to meet some of those critical needs as we move into 2024. And they're going to be kicking off what they call the ALICE campaign. Don't ask me what that stands for. It's an acronym. So I'm just learning that. Tara's going to come in at some point in time and give us a presentation on that and break all that down. So we'll hear about that when that time comes. And also throughout the week, I've been in contact with some staff from the city of Ogden and some other key figures, discussing some figures, logistics and details and some of their grants and funding resources. And other things, particularly for Riley Avenue over there downtown and a couple other city projects that could be presented on to congressional staff on Tuesday when we meet with them up on Capitol Hill and they're in Washington, D.C. during the AUSA conference. So been busy. Work-related projects. I also intend to discuss our ongoing street infrastructure projects in Keats and University Park while at that meeting as well. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And beautiful morning. Finally. I tested whether or not I needed to turn on the heat this morning to thaw out the windows, but I chose not to and just rolled everything down. So it was the first time for a while. So
I turned on my fireplace to see if it worked.
Yeah, might need to do that Saturday morning. And if you got outside plants, you might want to throw a blanket, a tarp, or just bring them in because it's supposed to get down to like 34, 35. And finally,
Cool weather.
that's all I've got.
Okay. Wednesday afternoon, I attended the military relations luncheon at the Hilton Hotel campus location. Guest speakers were Robin Cole and Becky Woodward from Finding Mental Health. Robin spoke about mental health issues for veterans and the high suicide rate in that demographic. Gary County has the highest rate of all veteran suicides. It's just amazing. Early intervention is best opportunity to alter the course of the mental illness. Program is available called Mental Health First Aid that focuses on recognizing and responding to mental health problems. It's available to community organizations and it's an 8-hour course. And then 988 is a suicide crisis hotline in Kansas, which is run strictly in Kansas. Starting with Kansas City, and then it rotates eventually down to our department if everybody else is busy. Becky Woodward is the Chief Clinical Officer at Pawnee and oversees all the clinical departments of mental health therapy, recovery services, community-based services for kids and adults, crisis, and medical services. So it was a good presentation. Along with both speakers were really good. Robin talked about her father who had mental illness and related that story. And Becky was very nervous. She said she was nervous and the more she talked, the faster it got. So it was real, but she was really good. They're all working really hard. Upcoming events for the chamber are there's an after hours hosted by Fox Home Innovations on October 11th. October 30th through November 3rd is a Veteran Small Business Week. November 2nd is an Extension Veterans Day Parade, November 10th. And November 11th is a Fort Riley Day at K-State football game. And after that, Wednesday afternoon, I attended the West Loop Business Association meeting at the K-State Foundation Building Event Center. Main speaker was the Kansas rep for Farm Bureau. I forgot to write his name down. He had a PowerPoint presentation on the various programs available with Farm Bureau. Apparently, there are 106,000 members in Kansas and all 105 counties. Local office has what they estimate over 150 employees for the various programs. One of the programs is called Engage Kansas, that is focused on supporting and helping to elect local political leaders. They have a campaign school to find and equip people to run for local offices, and they have a website available. I didn't realize they had all that. So
Yeah. Brendan Worth, their political affairs director.
Yeah. They also have another program called Shop Kansas Farms that focuses on marketing of farming and a regional health food system. And then they also support the RKAP, which is Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program through the Department of Commerce for local farmers. So they act as like a kind of a go-between to put apprentices with local farmers. Second speaker yesterday was Kendra Kuhlman, the new executive director of the Manhattan Arts Center. They've revamped the programs and are working on a strategic plan and building plan and a focus on actually arts for all. So they're getting into all forms of art. Last event on the agenda were presentations by some of the city commission candidates who each had 5 minutes to speak to the group. Candidates in attendance that spoke were Susan Adamczyk, Peter Opelt, John Madden, and Rafael Rodriguez. So it was a long meeting, but really good. So it was a long day actually. Yesterday evening, I went to bell choir practice at my church. So I got up to 7. But anyway, that's it for me.
Okay, you ready for business, commissioners?
Oh, I forgot I did it. I want to announce that this Friday is Riley's Fall Fest.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Good. Ready for business?
Thing you didn't answer yet.
Okay, first time we have is Riley County personnel action form for Ulysses Stewart Jr., new hire as needed volunteer firefighter stipend. All three sign, please. Next, commissioners, I need a motion to approve payroll and accounts payable.
Motion that we approve payroll and accounts payable.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the payroll and accounts payables. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All three sign, please. Morning, Michael.
I think you missed one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I was thinking it.
That's $20.
Uh-oh. Well, that's a little steep.
That's been that way for decades. That isn't even taking into account inflation for several decades. So
Ooh, yeah, we need to add 5.
No, we need to have deflation occur here.
I don't know that too many people want to see that.
Like a
We got
quarter.
steak and lobster here on the agenda.
Well, eggplant, I mean, gee whiz.
No, steak and lobster.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's it. Yeah, there's one again.
Any changes in the minutes, commissioners?
Anything?
I didn't see anything.
Me either.
Okay. Go ahead and make the motion then to approve the minutes as written from the October 2nd meeting of the Riley County Commission.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the October 2nd, 2023 meeting as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any item as a tentative agendas, though, commissioners?
Very tentative?
That they are.
Okay.
Any items for next week's press conference?
No.
Okay, commissioners, back to the city county meeting we're having much difficulty with. Public Works room, we were told was available, then we were told it's not available after we contacted everyone. So the Public Works room is not available. The other conundrum that causes, and the reason why we've been in situations where the city's hosted, or when the city was the host and they did it here because they had a conflict or vice versa. And what we have to remember nowadays is because we have to have everything on here, it makes it more difficult for staff to go out there and do things. So that's not the reason we're not having it, but IT said, we'll have to go out there and do some things to be able to do that out at the public
At the
shop site. So
okay.
we either go to the city on the 26th or some other location. If we go to some other location, IT is going to have to spend some time getting that location ready. Or do we just wait for the November?
No.
Or what do you want to do?
November's too late. We're already too late on this. I'm not waiting till November.
Is everybody okay on the 26th though? I mean, is that a
They,
problem? Okay,
Like was having the city.
That's fine.
yeah.
That's their glacial.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good.
So I know we're hosting it. That's not-
Do that.
Do we have to bring something if we're hosting it?
We never provide anything when we're here.
I know. But just to be nice. Okay, I'm kidding.
Okay, so we will do that. We'll contact city. I'm sure the city will be okay with it. They don't have anything scheduled.
Actually, on those tentative agendas, we'll go back on here. Need to pull up this live here, just give me a
So
second.
you're back a week from Thursday, right?
Yeah, I'll be back next Thursday. We don't meet Monday, obviously.
Yeah,
I'll have to get with maybe Christian on that because she usually gives an update during that chamber time and see if we get an update on AUSA specifically.
Mhm.
I don't remember what we did last. Well, I remember what we did last year. I was on the road last year heading to Kentucky. That's right.
yeah, there was a panel at one point. Was that last year? Or was that?
That was for the military luncheon for
Oh, okay.
November. But just to give an update on what we discussed and talked about here on Thursday. I'll talk to Christian, and while there, I'll get back with Cindy and we'll figure out how to do that for Thursday. Okay.
Okay, then we have Mr. Buller at 10 o'clock. One little heads up, commissioners, we were contacted by RCPD, the new jail administrator, Mark French. Due to inmate volume and medical needs, they want a second nurse. That our contract only provides for one full-time nurse, so that would be a substantial increase to the contract. So we'll be having those discussions, as you know, 2024 is already budgeted for. And just have to point out, commissioners, I mean, there is nothing that gets less costly nowadays. Everyone wanting to not increase taxes, not increase budgets. I told you, just, went to a chamber meeting last week. Everyone wants expanded services. And
And
so,
everybody's not going to be able to get them. That's just how it's going to have to
well,
be.
statutorily, we have to.
I understand on that one.
And many of them we do. So just pointing out, commissioners, that a lot of these things that go up are not because we necessarily want to, but have to.
Well, the law board, I remember when I was on the law board, they always had some rollover personnel funds available. Is that gonna happen?
Well, especially considering they've been short 10 or 12 officers all year. I don't think they've had some,
Yeah,
I mean, corrections officers.
No, we budgeted all the rollover dollars into the actual budget.
that's what's
To keep the budget down.
I don't know.
And this one here, I don't think that would matter anyway, because we're statutorily obligated anyway.
Yeah, we have to pay that.
Oh, it's not part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not part of
that.
theirs. It comes out of our
Yeah.
funds.
It's not part of that 80-20 split.
What kind of nursing skills do they need?
RN.
They're up to almost 140 in the jail.
But what I'm wondering is if some of those things could be with like interns or new nurses that are on clinicals or something like that with MATC.
Well, no, we contract with a third party contractor to provide that. They're not our employees. And so it has to be what they're willing to provide unless we want to do something different. I can tell you, RCPD does not want to administer medical staff. If we were to do something outside of a third party contract, we went out for an RFP. This was the only company nationwide that would even entertain providing the service for a jail as small as we are. They don't do it for smaller jails. They like the bigger jails.
Yeah, you know.
RCPD staff used to administer medication and stuff and had a medical cart, and there was just too much liability there.
So is a contractor asking for another nurse?
No, the contractor isn't even aware of this yet. We will, Clancy and myself and Brittany will be meeting with Mr. French to discuss and really push and see what the needs are before we meet with the contractor to assess potentially increased costs.
No. Just they did the black top. So how it works with my demonstration. So I did see. But we haven't made up there yet. So it's like possibly see how that goes.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Hear the clock chiming.
See, computer time.
Oh,
That's what we go by.
I'm looking way too old.
Yeah.
Look at that little.
What? I can see it clearly enough.
Well-
I've got a few on you.
Oh, it's a shame. It is a
You
shame.
don't click on it, it just blows it up.
I mean,
We'll start setting that old man font for you.
well, what's crazy is if I take my contacts out, then I can see it.
All right.
Well, with contacts in, I can't see it. Now, what sense does that make? Like, do I want to see it
None.
far away or?
Okay, it's 10 o'clock now.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Bowler with the Riley County Noxious Weed HHW staff update. We'll start on the noxious weed side. Our fall spraying for sections 1 and section 3 has begun. We're about 20% complete. If you've ever been curious about that, we divide the county up into 3 sections, with the design being that one section every year gets sprayed in the spring and then followed up in the fall. And then they'll switch the sections, and then one section will get sprayed in the spring and then that fall. So that's how that works. We just divide them up into sections. And if you're curious, the bottom section of the county is section 1, 2, and 3 on the top. So that's how that works. Probably a little further ahead than 20% complete right now. Ryan's been out this week spraying, so we're a little further ahead. Third round of mowing on county roads began last month, and we're already 50% complete. Reminder, we do at least 2 passes. This year, we have so much time that we are really in a lot of areas mowing further out than we have, trying to help with the brush control. And certainly that helps with snow drift in the wintertime. And we're just a lot further ahead than we have been in the past. So we're able to do a bit more than we have. So I'm happy about that. Our next operation will be tree trimming and removal from the roads. I don't have any specific areas we're going to be targeting this year. That's something you generally work pretty closely with Public Works with. And Alvin and I have not got together and maybe talked about an area that we're going to concentrate. We did receive the delivery of our new John Deere 6120. And we're in the process of getting that tractor set up. But as we speak, it is driving north for being put into service. So we had a little glitch getting our land pride hooked up to the back of it. We've got that taken care of. And it is moving north up to Winkler right as we speak. So happy about getting that out. Get the bugs worked out of it while it's still under warranty. On the HHW side, we will be doing our HH collection at Howie's Saturday, October 14th from 8 to noon. Again, just a reminder, no business waste or truckloads of material will be accepted there. I do have that we have latex paint available to give away. This is the first time in my 5 years we might have 1 or 2 gallons, but we are officially out of paint. That's a good thing. That speaks to the demand. And that the word gets out that we have paint available. Folks do ask me, well, when are you going to get more paint? And that's all dependent on how much comes in the front door. So there's no real rhyme or reason to that. Generally speaking, within 1 or 2 weeks, we'll get enough to do another 55-gallon drum. So that gives anybody an idea. If they're wanting paint, it's about 1 or 2 weeks. Our annual HHW 24-hour training we conducted the last week of September. This is, of course, in cooperation with Martin County Community College, or Martin Community College, it's not a county there, and the Kansas Department of Health and Environment and Riley County. Everybody that ever gets certified in the state to process HHW material comes through our facility for their last day of training. So it's pretty neat. We help set the standard of what's expected of those folks that are out in the field, and we're kind of recognized for doing that. Justin put that on this year. We also had several tours this month at the HHW to provide the opportunity to educate citizens of the county, the services we provide. And I am very grateful, Commissioner McKinley, for the compliment and work that Justin did. Rather to be Justin, Lori, or any of our staff, I think it really comes through during our tours that we're very passionate about what we do. We believe in our mission, and I'm very proud to hear that came through. So I'm very grateful for that compliment, and grateful for the citizens for recognizing the need for HHW. And we were one of the first in the state of Kansas, and very grateful for that. So thank you for that. Finally, we'll be assisting the Raleigh County Clerk's Office with voting machine delivery. Says will be, we already did that yesterday. So there's usually donuts in it for us, so we're pretty happy about that. Guys are always like, oh, I'll deliver those. Yesterday, Justin and John were able to get those delivered, and I think that went smoothly. And then, of course, for elections coming up, we'll be assisting with that as well. And I continue to serve on the Barton Community College Hazardous Material Advisory Committee board. Say that all in. And I would be serving on that board over there in their facility on October 24th. I helped guide and review materials that they teach their students as it relates to hazardous waste. And so it's an honor to be able to help them out with some ideas or some things that may help. So that's why I serve. And with that, commissioners, I think we're right where we need to be. Do you have any questions for us?
Any questions?
No, good rest of your morning.
Thank you, Michael. Next commissioners, 10:15, you have Shelley Woodard. You know, John, don't you have a chamber leadership retreat coming up? Are you gonna?
Yeah, 18th and 19th.
The SECA will be one of the primary topics.
Do you have a second?
That's here.
Yeah. You got it.
So you used to be in the construction business, is that?
Yeah, commercial contractors.
We've been trying to do stuff in our house and it has been a nightmare just trying to find people lately. We're just trying to get an electrician to install a new outlet. We bought an electric car and we want to put in a better charge. Yeah. And like getting people to show up and stuff has been. We wanted to put a new bathroom in our basement and we tried to do that like a year ago and just couldn't. So we just put it on hold until we could. The only quote we could get was one of the, we don't want to do it, but if you're willing to pay us enough money, we'll do it. I'm like, yeah, we don't need a bathroom that big.
We had some starting last year. We had some stuff we wanted to do at the house. Redo the bathroom and is that we have a 100-year-old house, so it's
there's always something to do.
it's more than I've done. I do most of the stuff, but this is more, completely done it.
Yeah.
And we went to the home show, went around, gave her name to 5 different contractors to call. One of them came with a price that was astronomical. It was insane. My brother, it's his son's company that does some of this kind of stuff in Topeka. Said, "Oh no," said just rough about it. Because no, that's one other one called, and he came out and looked at it. Never came back with a price. I called enough messages and they never even gave a price.
With our bathroom, we had 7 people come out and we only got 2 people to give us a price. I'm like, why would you waste your own time
Yeah.
to come out here if you weren't
And
gonna?
then she named somebody that I didn't know, Standard Plumbing here in town. But Standard Plumbing, actually, they've got a remodeling division because he does the whole. I called them and they came back with a reasonable price. Of course, it was 2 months before they would get there, but he got in there and they got in and got it done with the upstairs. We had 3 next to the scene. Your name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did really good. He kind of, this one guy, his assistant, he did everything that they brought in, electrician, everything else, plumbing, demolition, new walls, the tile, everything. This he did. He did a really nice job. And then on the room below, on the first floor, we wanted to build a wall across the back, put in a half bath downstairs. And they never came back. And I called and they wouldn't return a call. I don't know what happened. It would never come. So I didn't happen. I had to hire a plumber. And then it's taken, although the number I'm about done, and that saved a lot of money doing it myself. But it's been a mess for a long time because I can't get to it.
Well,
You know,
my husband
work on
had
this a
both
little bit.
lawyers were not really, qualified to do very much of that. I do some things. I can sheetrock of all weird things of skills I've managed to pick up in life. And so we had a flood in our basement a couple of years ago. We finally figured out where water was coming from and fixed it. So like, but I had to cut out and put new sheetrock in on the base. Yeah. And my husband was saying, like, we're going to hire somebody. And finally I just said to him, like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I actually know how to shit. So I'm like, he's like, you do? I'm like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a dusty nightmare.
Yeah.
He did not believe how, like, I was like, I warned him, and he's like, this isn't something I told you.
That does it so fine.
It gets everywhere. And it doesn't, I mean, you can kind of minimize it with certain tools, but it's still like,
But
it took forever, because I was still finding places, forever. I'm like, oh, I bet that sheetrock.
Little corner, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm doing now. I've got a handle frame. And it was this really, I've been working on the bathroom side and the other side, back and forth. Finally, I figured, no, let's get the room that we use. And I finished it off. Got that. And now I'm working the bathroom. And the plumber got his rough in. So I'm finishing up the sheetrock. I got to finish. I've got the first coat of, I've got the tape on all the joints, but I got to finish that. And then he'll come back and do the rest. But so it is.
It's an
Getting close
interesting, it is an interesting time in the marketplace.
Well, in the ceiling, the people before us had put in an acoustical ceiling kind of like this.
Yeah.
Because upstairs, when they added it, the bathroom was added in. They put in one of these ceilings just so you get access to everything,
That's how our basement.
which is not real attractive, but
But it's
and had to
handy for
tear it all
kids.
out, had to tear it all out, to put the new one up there. And they would give me a price to go ahead and sheetrock it. Well, it didn't show up, so I built the wall. And then there's a guy we know up in North County who does all the miscellaneous stuff. So I called and talked to him, said, can you go do this? We want to do that? He said, because they make ceiling tiles now that look like they're metal.
We have those.
The pressed metal, which we've got those in the kitchen. Our kitchen has that. I mean, it was from the original thing. It's in the kitchen.
Your house is old enough that the character fit.
Yeah, so it's got the grid, but it's still, it looks pretty neat. So that's the amount of effort. That's cool. But I found somebody that he's a handyman, does a little bit of everything to do that. And he'd probably done all the sheetrock one too, but I don't do that myself.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't ever volunteer to do that amount.
And a couple of years ago, well, 5 or 6 years ago, we had this old dilapidated garage, wanted to tear it down. When I couldn't get even money. Finally, one person was in it, and they never gave me a chance. So I ended up myself. Hired a concrete, and then I did the rest of it myself. Just because he did find me, but well, I didn't.
I warned him.
I can do all the electrical myself. But
You know, that he needs to get a treasurer if he needs to.
we can do that step more. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Yeah, he did, but we've already contacted.
Oh, you have?
him, let
Okay.
him know that he is collecting and stuff, so that's what
Well-
the Ethics Commission deals with those things.
I know, well, I thought, don't warn him, you know, it's just, nobody ever tells this guy.
Yeah, no, we contact them and let them know what we think. But
Yeah,
lead a
yeah.
horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
You know, anything.
Ready for shows?
Yes. Okay.
So there's not a lot to report right now from the counselor's office. Clancy will be back with you guys next week, so you'll have your familiar face over here. But otherwise, it's just kind of the same stuff we've been talking about. We're working on, you know, a lot of the same projects. And, little things coming and going, lots of Cora stuff lately, but normal business for us up there. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Has that briefing already taken place in the First Christian Church?
That's actually, he's working on that right now, so that'll be, I think it's due on Wednesday. He's my understanding.
So he's back, but he's working on that.
He's very unavailable.
Oh,
so,
okay. He's unavailable. All right.
Yeah, so I don't know his current status as far as whether he's in office or not, but yes, he is working on the brief, but it's because the due date is coming up and you can't miss that. That's a non-miss deadline. So he's making sure he gets that squared away and uploaded on time.
That's even what he was focused on before he left. Yeah.
Yes, so I know he's making some good progress. And we'll have that up. And we'll see how that goes. Once we get all that submitted, then the court will at some point let us know whether or not they'll have oral arguments or whether they'll decide on briefing. And then once we know that, then we'll know what day they're gonna look at it, whether that be and I don't know if you remember when you went to the one that Craig did, they talked about how they were hearing oral arguments in a handful of cases, but they also had a handful of other cases that they were deciding. So that would be the same thing. We would either get scheduled for oral arguments on a day, or it would be one of those other cases they talked about. And they would get together in a conference and then we would get a decision. Give or take 60 days.
Yeah, so we haven't heard anything on the Craig's appeal.
No, and I don't anticipate we will until very close to that 60-day deadline, which would, like I said, I think that puts us about a week or so ahead before Thanksgiving. So I would be very surprised. But they come out every Friday, the opinions, and so I do make a point every Friday of seeing what comes out to see if there's anything that applies to the counties, even though it may not be our case. Other counties have cases and stuff going on, and sometimes those. So as soon as I see that, I'll definitely let you know what's out.
It's really interesting what they did.
Commissioner Scott Carmichael, 10:35.
That's nobody tells.
Well, we do tell them.
Well, I know
When
you
they
do,
come
but
in, we do. We say,
other
are you gonna expand? If not, and they say, same way with the writing candidate. He's got signs all over. He did the same thing. And he think he even has a GoFundMe page. One of them does, either him or the other guy. And it's like, so ethics commission, no,
Yeah.
this commission can deal with it. So
Well,
they'll write him a nice little letter, say,
I talked to him a little bit yesterday. I looked at his thing and there's a problem.
we had election training yesterday for all our election workers.
You got enough poll workers.
Yeah, we do for this one. Next year will be the big challenge with, especially
just the volume that we need, but with burnout, with having 3 elections now, with having one March 19th, plus August, plus November, and so
Mhm.
that may be challenging, but we'll see. We were telling everyone yesterday to help recruit their friends.
Mhm.
And get some good news from the Secretary of State's office yesterday that they are going to, sounds like a significant amount of money to help offset some security costs
Oh,
of
good.
changes that we're gonna do. And they said, don't be bashful, let us know. And he says, I can tell you no, but he said, submit everything. But it sounds like there's a sizable amount available, so.
Saw some article that surplus at the state was $2.1 billion. Something like 2.9 or something like
Yeah.
that.
These security money, so you know, they come from the Fed, so it's.
Yeah.
The
Is
security.
that part of that America Votes Act thing or whatever it is? Yeah, that's actually a good deal. And we used some of that in 18 to buy the election machines or something, didn't we? That's
It did.
my time, but you know. Helpful money.
Let's go. Good one. Just let me know.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes.
Yep, you're ready at 10:35.
Okay.
Yeah, I see we're gonna have a CIP work session on the 19th too.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah,
You're not here the 19th?
no, that's the board retreat. Oh, I got that down.
Okay, so you aren't here the 19th at all?
No,
Okay, let's write that down. We don't have that down. That's why.
yeah. Oh, it's the city county meeting that day too. It's a board retreat in Kansas City.
Okay, we'll get that changed. Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
Just looking at that, it's already sent that out last night, the list. How's everybody?
Good.
Real good.
Greg, is the garden all done?
Just each mate is kind of popping up a little bit, but
Mhm.
the rest of it just. I can see cucumbers and even pumpkins.
Did you give any pumpkins? Mm-mm. Yeah, I usually get a ton of squash and I didn't get that many squash this year.
Planted them late because I heard that was the way to help avoid squash, but I just get them in later when they're already found homes. And the vines went along for a while and then.
They showed up.
No, well, they did show up and I got rid of them pretty quickly, well, not too many of them. And I got rid of them, but the vines just never quite, because that's when it got so hot.
Mhm.
And I think they didn't get established enough for heat because it's been hot before and usually it didn't bother, but I think We kind of started them later.
It had some tremendously hot periods,
Yeah.
though, and it's I think not only hot, but so extremely dry. Every once in a while we'd get rain before. And so, yeah, it was just too much this year, I think. Too much stress on them.
Yeah, they just stressed everything out.
I'm looking forward to this weekend's weather. We get out in the woods and do some stomping around. Started cutting some soybeans in my area. I think maybe my corn will get cut next week.
Yeah, I've seen that, but they're not cutting. Well, then I know we've been to St. Joe a couple weeks ago. And I noticed through Atchison, that county, here you see green, you'll see corn on some places and feed, and grass someplace. Every place had beans.
Really?
That's, I don't know, does ADM, do they use beans? I wondered if should they got a big plant there.
ADM, what are they?
Archer Daniel Midland, it's a big ag producer. They got a huge,
It's probably what it's related to.
and part of it's to make alcohol. The town smells kind of alcohol a lot of the time. That's when they're
Mhm.
working.
Yeah, you'd
I
think
wonder if they use beans or something.
they might. You would think it would be
Some-
corn because I know Western Kansas where they have some of those plants. Those all around there, it's all corn because they're using it to produce
Yeah.
that
I
ethanol.
wonder if they're doing something.
They may be.
Because
Oh, I bet that's what it is. They've got some dog food plants out there. They've got some plants that produce dog food, and they use a lot of soy in dog food.
maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I just noticed every place has beans up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my nephew is in the dog food industry in Euphoria, and he's doing really good with that company. They've got like 2 big companies that produce dog food in Euphoria.
And my son's going to go from the street here. Out.
Cool.
He was he and a friend going on a fishing trip into northern New Mexico, southern Colorado, and some of those places.
Trout fishing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're going this week, and somehow we got us going with know somebody that knows somebody else, and that you get take
Nice.
and come back a little early and go to that game.
Maybe a lot of K-State fans there and a few OSU fans there, the way it's been going.
They're doing a blackout?
Yeah.
Hope they have enough people there.
Yeah. I was just thinking we should do a blackout considering kind of kind of the style of offense they have right now.
K-State does expect on offense and defense for them to get a whole new look because they may as well try something different because what they've been doing hasn't been working. The linebacker core is getting a little shallow.
Yeah. Not good. Fortunately, this last one was not really in the depth chart.
Yeah, but they were expecting him to really contribute mid-season because he was coming along. The thing is, a mediocre body is better than no body to have.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe Coach Clement needs to, if he's got an extra year eligibility or two. I was reading something yesterday. Caleb Williams, the quarterback for USC, is saying that he might not come out this year. He'll have one more year of eligibility and he'll actually make more with the name and likeness than he will as
That's I heard another player saying that's where you know it's gone too far. College kid said, that's what this one was saying. I've got 5 teams I'll go to. If I don't get to go to those 5, I can make more than NIL.
Yeah, that's Caleb Williams.
That's wrong.
If he actually sits out or stays in school through his senior year, he's actually got more of a chance to negotiate what teams he actually goes to than coming out early.
That's wrong.
It's interesting the times we live in. Yeah, for sure.
5 minutes, yeah.
We do
Yeah.
have 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the Sanders boys got his latest, greatest car wrapped in black and gold, and it's, I'm sure, multi-$100,000 car.
I'm just reading about Utah. Those are given a whole bunch of the team, but they got a wrap on them that advertises, who's contributed.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense if you're going to give it.
Yeah.
Use this as an advertisement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't agree
But
with
it's
a lot of
got,
that.
it's got. Ridiculous.
It has.
I thought I keep reading though, it's going to level things out because certain teams have been doing that for a long time.
Right.
But now everybody can do it above board and it's going to be make things more even because everybody can pay instead of just the ones that knew how to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the one from Iowa State?
Mm-mm.
No, I have to pull this up, but there's players, not just like one, like position group. It was good. The pork producers there did this one.
Oh,
There's a guy named like Purchase something. That shows them back with their jerseys on and it's in a line. I have to see if I can maybe Google this and pull it up. Maybe
that's what they're doing here.
the
beef,
Mm-hmm. And I've seen some of their gray shirts with purple. It just says beef and capital letters on the front.
Here it is. Yeah, purchase more. Oh, ham and bacon.
Ham and bacon.
Ham and bacon. Yeah. That's what it looks like. It's from the State Pork Producers Association.
It's about ham season. Thanksgiving getting here.
It is.
Oh, I forgot we're not allowed to say Thanksgiving yet, are we?
Wow.
John.
We might as well. I mean,
Tried to earlier.
Can't do it after.
To get past Halloween.
might as well. I mean, they already got Christmas trees and all that crap up in Walmart. I mean, can't
Dillard's too, it's just totally decorated. I
like,
didn't even want to walk in there. I said, this is ridiculous. Went through there, and everything's Christmas already.
they're probably already playing Christmas music, but I'm used to that. So
Mm-hmm.
That's what, operating room, they had music playing really loud. And the nurse just went, who was it? They, of course, it's they go Google, turn down the volume, but it was all 60s rock. I don't know what channel it was.
That's good. That's been good
So
music.
this music, I said, I realized and looking around, this music was all done before any of you guys were born.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, we need to change the music on the weight thing on our phone. It's been Ave Maria for like 10 years, I think. Yeah. At least as long as I can remember.
Who?
The weight.
I got you on that, but.
Ave Maria.
Who? Who's that?
Ave Maria.
No. Gonna have to Google that one too, I guess.
It's a song.
It's a song.
Song, yeah, it's Ave Maria is the mother of Jesus.
Oh,
Maria, yeah, that it's all about that. But it's every time I listen.
so what are we gonna change it to?
Well, some elevator music would be fine, but or we could come up with something fun. I don't know. What's your favorite oldie?
Beatles song there.
I was just thinking, that was what was rolling through my mind. I could go with that.
For us, the Wabash.
Something like that.
Ready for Scott, commissioners?
Yeah. So what happens when we get 10 minutes, you know?
I get, good morning.
Morning.
Just a brief update for you this morning. And the very first thing that I'd like to alert you to is our upcoming annual meeting. And that is the first Thursday of February. So this coming year will be Thursday, February 1st at Potterworth Hall. Doors open at 6, dinner 6:30, meeting begins at 7:15.
Groundhog's Day.
Is that that day?
Is that Groundhog's Day?
Do not know.
And that's usually the 1st of February, isn't it?
It'll be such
That's
a
kind of
great meeting
interesting.
that you'll want to repeat it. every
Yeah,
day.
there you go. There you go. I like that.
And this is a special event. This is our 75th annual meeting. Our district was organized in June of 1948. And our first annual meeting was held in December of that year. Kind of an interesting fact, we've got the meeting reports from every annual meeting ever held, including that first one in 1948. It's
Really?
kind of a neat thing. We have selected the recipients for the Kansas Key Bankers Soil Conservation Award and our district's Grassland Award, and they're both really thrilled to have been selected, and that'll be a part of that event as well. Update on the Envirothon. Once again, Manhattan High School has really done us all proud. They tied for first place at a regional competition and then won our state competition. That made them eligible for the international competition, and they came in 12 out of 40 teams. So just a great showing. And planes, trains, and automobiles. So our district, along with KACD and others, provides some support to help offset their travel costs. And I'm glad we did, because it was in New Brunswick, Canada. And they arrived at the airport for their return flight home to be told, no, we canceled the flight.
Oh.
We're not sure when the next one's going out. Probably about a week.
Oh.
So in addition to having a great event at the Envirothon and learning a lot along the way, that team learned a lot about travel and chartering buses and driving 8 hours to Boston and getting new airlines and all of that. So probably a good learning experience along the way.
Who's in that movie? John Candy and
Steve Martin.
there you go. Yeah.
We serve on the Envirothon committee, and both Tolan and I work at regional and state competitions. And as I mentioned, our district provides some support to help offset their enrollment fees and travel costs. We've got a training day on November 8th and have invited other high schools in the county. See if they would be interested in assembling a team and going to that.
I was talking to somebody about this recently.
Just a reminder, we do have no-till seed drills available for rent and serve as a local retailer for grass field cover crop seeds. We're getting a lot more interest, growing interest in cover crop practices. So I anticipate that cover crop seed dealing will continue to rise. We also provide technical consultation, and by we I mean Tolan, not me, free of charge to county landowners and producers on resource conservation projects, even outside of our cost share programs. If it's something they want to implement on their own, we can provide help with that. Had a neat experience just, about a month ago at the Kansas State Fair. We staffed this soil tunnel trailer on the left for several hours. Met a lot of interesting people, a lot of kiddos came through, and that's just a great display to help them understand what lives beneath our feet. Lots of stream trailer demonstrations at area grade schools and ag events over the last several months. And we're also serving on the comprehensive plan update team on the ag and land use subcommittee. Got our next meeting coming up here.
Thank you for doing that too.
It's really interesting, and I have to tell you, at the very first meeting, I was in my role thrilled that the conversation really went immediately to preserving the roots of what we do here in Riley County, including our agricultural base and our natural resources. So it's really fun to be a part of. Our state cost share, we're up and running on that. The types of practices we're implementing, horse terraces and grass waterways. We've got a new pond going in, some exclusion fencing, but this year it's all about water, either ponds or solar wells, mostly solar wells. The good news is this year, Riley County access more than double the money that we normally do from our state cost share program. We locked down our initial allocation, and then the Kansas Department of Agriculture announced an additional $1 million to be distributed among all counties. We had several people on a waiting list and had those projects ready to go. So the day that funding pool opened, we went and grabbed our maximum allocation, which was $35,000. I think this trend is going to continue. I think we'll see additional funding both at the state and federal levels. Even with that, I've got half a dozen applications waiting in the queue, and it's all about water. I had another phone call just before I left to come to this meeting of a producer, a rancher that's getting kind of desperate for water. So those are just the facts and figures on kind of how we have our 86,000 and change allocated, and the state will do a sweep across all counties in November of any unallocated funds and put those remainders into a pool. And if there's anything in there that I can go get for our county projects, I'm going to do it. So there might be a little bit more to come. At the federal level, through NRCS, we currently have new funds allocated for their fiscal year of 2023, a little over $80,000, 46,000 in active grassland, a little over $500,000 in active cropland project funds, and in already existing active EQIP, over 1.2 million. So total of just under 1.8 million. That does include some projects in Geary County that feed into the service center here. FSA for Riley County is a little over $110,000 on 100 contracts for the CRP program. So overall, just shy of $2 million of money. The majority of that is being introduced into Riley County. And importantly, that money is being used well to get conservation projects into the ground and up and running. Another update that has just occurred after I submitted this slide deck is the Kansas Department of Agriculture, through their Division of Conservation, contacted me. And on these, whether it's federal or state projects, if we're turning ground, there often is a requirement for a cultural resources review, meaning, hey, let's make sure there's nothing of historical value, be it Native American artifacts or anything along those lines. And we don't have enough archaeologists to get that, and it's causing backlogs and delays. So our district has been approached to hire an archaeologist there'll be no cost to Riley County. It'll be fully funded by the Division of Conservation. They'll just be hired and managed by us, receive their technical direction from the state office archaeologists. But that'll be a great addition to our team and hopefully kind of grease those wheels to move these projects along faster, not only in Riley County, but in adjoining counties. I'll keep you posted as that develops, but we may have another member of the team. So that's all I have for you this morning. Anything, questions for me? Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next commissioner, you have Julie Gibbs at 10:50. Oh, David.
Very well. How are you?
Good.
I got a beat song. Listen to it. We all live in a yellow, so.
Sure.
Oh, no.
That's a good song. That's a joke.
It's one that after a couple times, though, it's like.
So the one that's out there. It's like,
Agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't select it.
yeah, well, it's probably before your time, I bet.
You realize,
That's going back a ways.
that is.
The Beatles was that.
Thank you.
100%.
David, do something again.
Think back then.
No.
That's
Not
some
necessarily.
some show, or maybe it's economics.
Yeah, I've heard that.
60s channel interviews.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
And nobody was arguing either, just so you know.
I understand. Not necessarily wrong.
She's still relatively new. She has to say that, not for us.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I did hear you say you're gonna be gone on the 19th.
Yes.
Do you guys want to do it on the 23rd then, if you're all here?
23rd of October.
Yes, in October.
Yeah. I better go get plans.
We have intergovernmental luncheon at 12. That's one thing I have. Are you okay? John is a traveler.
All right.
That's not even including the Google calendar.
Eat both, huh?
Yeah. I get worried when they start overlapping. That'd be during the regular meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That worked for you? Okay, great. I want that rescheduled.
CIP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a note for you. What day we're looking at?
23rd. We're gonna intergovernmental meeting on that date. Too. Well, it's this, that, let's go put that in. And quite the crew out there Tuesday night.
Did we?
Yeah.
Really good?
Yeah, it was fun.
Good.
And right in the middle of things, there was a call.
Yeah.
It set fire and you guys out there. Yeah.
Most of the crew really enjoy those things.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they're free food. And with that,
Good free food too, I might add. The pulled pork they had was delicious.
and I was there at Tech Report, and there's one, they call it stations, get ready on the phone, and you go through that, and so, yeah, they're like, well, station 2, since it's your area, you'll be there. Well, station 3 want to know, well, when can we go down there? And station 4 from the airport, well, we'd stop by too.
I had a nice little chat with Alex. Yeah.
Good.
Right in the middle of it, there was an injury accident up there by the trap park.
Whatever it was, I heard them go flying by where I was at. Yeah, there's a lot of people going. You ready, commissioners?
Yeah. We make a motion. We move to recess as the Board of County Commission, and then we'll reconvene as the Board of County Health.
Second.
So moved and seconded to recess as the Board of County Commissioners and reconvene as the Board of County Health. All in favor?
Aye.
Right, good morning. Julie Gibbs with the Health Department. I'm joined by Jennifer Ebert. She's our new part-time community health educator. She just started previous Monday on the 25th. So she's only been with us for a couple of weeks, but she's already accomplished quite a few things, a lot of meetings, since she is working regionally between the 3 counties. And she's already set a lot of meetings and already had a meeting yesterday with Mary Jo at Erie County. She would like to share with you her short-term goals that she would like to accomplish within the next month. We are going to make a point to come to you regularly to update you on her goals and accomplishments. Since she's not had a whole lot of time with us, she hasn't had a lot of accomplishments just yet, but she's well on her way. So I'll let her share her goals with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, just in this capacity. So I appreciate your willingness to help fund this program and just know that it's worth its weight in gold, and together we will change some decisions that are made and save lives ultimately. So I appreciate that from the mom in me. My goals just through the month of October, I do want to reach out to all of the school districts in the Wildcat region. I am on a pretty good start on that. The schools, some of them, the resistance to me coming in and visiting with them is just they just don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I think this is kind of a scary message that I'm sending, and so they just want to ensure that the message that I'm speaking of is the same that they have with their values and parents' concerns there too. So we're starting that scheduling. Those don't happen overnight, though. Honestly, I probably won't have anything scheduled for November being the 1st. The research and retrieve information about the fentanyl poisonings and overdose information in the Wildcat region. I just got an update for Erie County, what their numbers are through 21. So I'm working on just getting the Pot County and the Riley County numbers as well, just to show what we are up against. Scheduled town hall meetings. Yesterday when I did visit with Mary Jo, we did talk about that. We had the sheriff department come in as well. So we met with them. They're on board to do anything. I let them know that in any capacity, I'm there to help. I will facilitate anything that I possibly can. I know everybody, the sheriff department, Mary Jo wanted him to take it on and actually get the town hall meeting scheduled and set and everything. And I assured him I would help him along the way there. Pot County, so in Wamego, we kind of already have the starting point of the town hall meeting there as well. Not a date set yet, but we really need to get that done sooner rather than later, just because of the holiday season will be upon us. And my last day of employment is December 22nd. So I'm trying to get as much accomplished as I can. Riley County, I don't anticipate there's going to be any continued resistance all there, to try to get something scheduled, as far as the town hall meeting goes. Presentations to the city and county officials. I would love to give you guys all the presentation. The last time I was here, I didn't know for sure what I was sharing, and had I shared some of my presentation, I could have answered a lot of questions almost immediately. So just so you guys know too, what I'm putting out into the community, and I need for feedback and constructive criticism, and to make this fit the community. I am attending the conference in Wichita next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's the prevention conference there. And I think is there. So, and then the movie, the first day movie, I am trying to, as I'm talking with the schools, I'm also talking to them about the movie, showing that presentation just so they can, on their own terms, kind of get that into their schedules. So I'm excited to do this. Yesterday, like I said, going to Geary County, we met with the Live Well committee over there. I think I frightened some of those folks over there. I mean, they had no idea, what we're up against. And this message is a heavy message. There's just no way to, make light of it. So, but the impact, just they're ready to help. There was a gal there from DCF. She wants to meet with me tomorrow, and just get the word out to the community. So I think that's all that I have for this one anyway. So do you guys have any questions or?
Sounds like you're off to a good start.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, and I did do a presentation in Cloud County. I know that's not relevant to what we're doing here, but I had already had that scheduled. So we did 3 schools up there and then the community college that evening. So,
Just curious as to why the schools seem to be so hesitant. I mean, this is a problem working its way all the way down, and we're not gonna work out of it easily.
Yes, I think there's just a lot of opinions and a lot of, yes, I mean, just a lot of stigma to it. Sometimes they feel like if we don't talk about it, then the problem's not here. And I assure you, them not talking about it, others are talking to the children and not the way that we would want the kids to be receiving that information. So anytime leadership, parents, community members can have an open, honest conversation with our youth or just everyday citizens to empower them to get them that information, awareness, and education, they'll be able to make better choices. So I would rather be on that side of things, to be able to send the message that I want them to hear rather than social media putting their own spin on it. So I don't think, I think the schools just, I think some of them just don't know. And that's why I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to contact the superintendent before I go to the school board meeting. I need someone kind of on my side. So once I, have an opportunity to meet with them, I can answer all of their questions, and then they can go on and support us, to get in there, and principals too, as far as that goes.
Have you had the opportunity to meet with Eric here at 383?
I have not yet, but I hear he's a super nice guy and easygoing, and so yes, I plan to meet with him. And I did do a presentation at Wamego already. I did that via Zoom. I think that was August 28th. So I hit the whole high school. I don't know numbers there, but
A little less than 2,000.
yeah.
1,988.
Yeah. Yes. So I have done.
Great. Appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Next, commissioners, you have Shelley Woodard at 11 after your motion.
Yes, we make a motion that we recess as the Board of County Health and then reconvene as the Board of County Commission.
Second.
So moved and seconded to recess as the Board of County Health and reconvene as Board of County Commissioners. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're going.
Good morning. These things are just a process. Gosh, you know. Resolutions and hearings and.
Oh, yeah, this thing, yeah, yes.
Follow.
It's pesky laws.
Yeah.
A nasty 4-letter word.
Not the state, we have to follow.
Exactly what I was thinking when I was saying that. I almost said something.
That probably comes with a notebook over there of signatures.
Guess we could try not and just give Shelley more job security.
Something to do.
I don't like that kind of jokes. All right, so this hopefully will be the last time that we're discussing this particular project. As you recall, we had a public hearing where you guys voted to either confirm or change the assessments that were fixed, and you confirmed those. You will see those in this resolution confirmation of that in section 1. And then we updated, there was one or two folks who for ownership had changed, so we updated that information as because when you made the motion to amend that or to confirm, we also amended the ownership to reflect the current ownership voted. And so this is the resolution that does that. And then we will then get it sent out and everything assessed and we will be hopefully done with this particular project. Now, are we done with you? No.
This one,
But we are done with this particular
yes.
project in its current iteration. I know you've seen me a lot in the last 6 weeks or so about it. And so is this one away? No, but this particular project is. Do you have any questions?
They had talked, and John, you're here. They had talked about wanting to do the project themselves. Have they contacted you about that?
They have not, and I asked them again when I left to give me a call. We may have a little bit of issue with that is as we approach this lagoon, we'll be limited on space. And University Park is for the most part paying for that lagoon. Additional outside the district may be restricted on whether they can be hooked up. Although that decision is entirely up to you, but on who does and doesn't, but you will hear from, I'm sure, if we were to do that outside the district.
Will the lagoon be large enough to accommodate that?
That's the point.
Yeah.
We're gonna expand it with maybe 20%, which is about 20 lots. University Park has that many empty lots to expand. So to take Lakeside Heights takes one of those
Takes
away.
Yeah.
Because you make it too big. And
doesn't
then we
work.
have future stuff, it doesn't work now. It's not working. It's got the has to have the right surface area for the number. And we have to have enough land to build the right size thing.
Understand that.
I love my job.
Somebody got some Tylenol. I've got a headache.
Okay, well, I guess what we need to do is deal with this resolution.
Yeah.
So
We'll go ahead then and move to that the board adopts the resolution confirming special assessments and amending property owners from the resolution 091123-52 as presented.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded to adopt the resolution number 091123-52 as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three sign, please. Thanks, Shelley. Next commissioner, you have Mr. Adams at 11:05.
What's up with seeing this sheet breaking doors and stuff when they came in? I mean,
That's
come on, David.
that's John's fault.
Wow, just like that, huh? Under the bus.
It's probably the biggest bus he has.
It is.
Is it a big one or a short one?
Thanks. Ouch.
We can keep signing.
Okay, good morning, Commissioners. David Adams.
Oh, well, we got a minute though, right?
Oh, you got 1 minute.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
A few
I
seconds
was looking
anyway.
at, I was looking at.
Yes, yes.
Few seconds.
Go by the computer.
I used to.
Rule us all.
We got a whole generation that doesn't even know how to use that clock, so.
Well, in our station, they're 24-hour clocks.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have a lot of people just quit trying. We need to put up a big sign explaining to them exactly how it works.
Conversion chart.
Yes.
Those YouTube videos where they give them the dial phones. Try to see how kids try to use them. They're like pushing it.
I can't.
Yeah.
12 equals 1200, 12 equals 2400.
And my daughter gave me a real easy conversion to do that, but I forgot what it was. Minus this, subtract, add that. Okay, it is 11:05.
Okay, good morning, Commissioners. David Adams, safety instructor with the building updates. And I'll tell you right off the start, the North County one, as soon as I published this, it was out of date. I mean, things are moving so fast up there right now. So, but here, recently we met with Gold's Construction and Anderson Knight Architects for our monthly briefing and updates. As I said, October 9th is still where they're anticipating the completion with handover on around the 12th to the 13th, the end of that week. So I was up there just earlier today and it's a beehive of activity. There's all kinds of things going on. So, but as I said, yeah, the front door arrived damaged. So new one has been ordered. It was in the end that screws into the wall and it was tweaked and there's no way to fix it. The propane tank has been set. The generator, the pad for the generator has been poured and they'll have everything ready. So when the generator does finally arrive, which we knew it was going to be delayed, all they'll have to do is plug it in and it'll be good to go. So furniture has been ordered. It'll arrive next week. And we didn't have to order much, a chair, a recliner, 3 bedside tables, because we already bought 1 recliner. That's what we've been using for the last 1.5 years at the county fire station. The lockers have been in. They're down in the FCRC with some of the other equipment. So things are starting to come in and such. So appliances have been ordered. They'll arrive next week. So and then they should arrive the day after everything is ready for them. So we can just slide them right in and get them plugged in. So I've set up to have the water turned on by the city of Leonardville and work with waste management. So working on the track. So I'm waiting to hear back from them, but we've got the ball rolling. So again, we've ordered the equipment, supplies are coming in, and our staffing schedule is pretty well done. So because we have 5 stations, two people per day per station and all of that. So they could kind of have a template, but they couldn't plug it in until they knew a date. So as a reminder, the ribbon cutting will be the 14th. So at
Any particular time?
10 a.m. So I've confirmed that with Vivian and everybody. So Vivian is reaching out to the city councils for the three big cities up there, inviting them to the ribbon cutting. We'll have maybe a microphone. So I figured that the 3 commissioners want to say a few words, and we'll have some cookies and some tea or juice or something there for people.
and then have the building open for people to see it. So there'll be a few items in there, but won't be a lot. So but we're excited. I need to reach back out to Dan Knight. I think he or maybe not Commissioner. I think City of Riley had scissors or something. I think we talked about it at some point.
And then maybe take the chain dress and like these two.
Okay.
City Riley has some big scissors that
Okay.
Some big ribbons.
and they aren't just a fake cardboard thing.
No,
They
they're really-
Oh,
goodness.
heavy duty.
Yes. So it's starting to come together, and but we'll be ready to show everybody what we have and such, and then once people have left, we'll clean it and then we'll start moving in. So, but that is the plan as we go forward today. So
Will you have a door by then?
we hope so.
Okay.
If not, the door is gonna be David standing there.
Oh, okay.
They've got a temporary door up there, but yeah, so they, but as soon as they saw it, as soon as it came in and they opened up that box, they reached out to the company and said, hey, this isn't gonna work, so we need to start making a new door. So, but just in the last few days, all the ceiling fans are in. They've gone through all the rooms and they've got blue tape all over the walls where they have to touch up some paint. The countertops are in, backsplash is in. So they're working on the fixtures and the plumbing fixtures. So they're working on that. Excavation should be ongoing today, starting today. Yes, as I said, it's a beehive. There's a lot going on there. And I didn't stay very long because I was in the way. No matter where I stood, somebody was trying to get around me. So
Story of your life.
it is. So Corey's team have been phenomenal. They've been working hard up there, and I did kind of just walk them for a few minutes to see how they run the cabling and all of that. It's pretty interesting, and they're good at it. So you can tell this is their first rodeo. So, but so a couple other things, the dispatch changes. So this is something we worked on 6 months ago, kind of lay it out because it changes the response areas for especially our public works station. Because right now they respond all the way to North Carolina County. When the station goes live, then that station takes over. But it's a lot of back end work because if you have a call, say in Leonardville, the computer in dispatch pops up and says, okay, here's your first unit, your second, for that response areas. So that we have to work with GIS has to help us kind of, because it's all computerized and it's all programs. So she'll have to work with GIS, then that goes to dispatch, they confirm it, then it has to be sent to the software company to be uploaded, and then they have to test it. And so a lot of work they've put in for that, and we're good to go. So which just now the computer is set for when we tell it to go live, it'll go live, and it'll make some of those changes just on the fly. So but total cost to date is $709,964.79. There is an invoice from Schultz that's not included in this, but we're right on target, right when we expected it to be. So, any questions about that?
I saw it yesterday, day before. I thought they're getting an awful lot of work. I was up there.
Yeah.
They're really gonna be done.
And I spoke with Matt yesterday on the phone, the project superintendent, and he gave no indication that they will not be ready. So, but
A lot of stuff to be done.
yeah, but there were
They're busy.
8 or 10 people there today. Different aspects of it. So, but he gave me no indication otherwise. So, and
16, really less than 2.
yeah, so
We don't have any major. I won't say it.
I question, because I assume it's seeding, sod.
no, it's hydro seed. So they're gonna hydro seed it. One of the things that John and I just discussed in the last day or two was how are we gonna water it? So that's something, yeah, that's something neither one of us thought about, you know, so.
That's what was, you got some plan that.
No,
Going.
but we're gonna figure something out.
There's not an underground sprinkler system.
Yeah, so, but we're praying for rain.
Well, there's a couple of chances next week, so. Get your fingers crossed.
So, but yeah, that's one thing that we just didn't think about.
That's how the year grasses with the grasses.
Yeah, this is the right time of year.
It is, yeah, well, it's the best time to do it as far as.
I'm be,
Yeah.
in it, in and water, you know.
Well, if all else fails, I'm more worried about getting the building.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah, just sure it's getting.
Well, that hydro grass, that holds a lot, like puts in a lot of water, you know, for a while, so.
Yeah, so they're gonna be doing that as soon as the dirt work is done, so. All right,
One building down and the big one to go.
yes, so, and I need to change that title, public safety headquarters to EMS headquarters, so. Our county group met with ARC Images and VHS, about a week and a half ago. Because they had received 65% completion of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. And they wanted, so it was an update on the budget, where we stand and such, and they're really starting to be able to narrow down the numbers, and we're looking good. I mean, we're within the cost of the project and such. And if everything holds true, like we believe it will, then it appears that there will be money for the second phase of the project, which is the emergency management rural fire. Okay. So, but until we get the final numbers in front of us, we won't know for sure, but they were optimistic that.
Is there any chance that second phase could kind of start I mean, can you time it to where it's kind of in progress as you're moving in, or you're going to have to move?
We're going to have to move first.
Okay.
Because we have crews living there. So,
okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. We've talked about it internally some, and there's really not a way we can do it. Okay. But one of the things that they said in that meeting, they said, well, you know, once the building's done and it's turned over to you, you know, then you need to plan on 2 months to get moved in. And I said, heck, yeah, you're funny. No. We'll be moved in much quicker than that.
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, part of it is they wanted dimensions for appliances to make sure they have the right dimensions and everything. So we've given them those. I'm still waiting on a couple more. The commercial washer and dryer for our stuff. Our commercial washer and dryer we use now are 7 years old. So in a couple more years, we're gonna have to, you know, get new ones anyway. So I've asked for some dimensions and some quotes, and they said, you're a year and a half away, 2 years away. That's a lot of changes between now and then. So, but they're
going to do the same thing with the equipment, including ambulances, in terms of dimensions and how they're going to fit.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'd say that seriously.
Oh, door's not big enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Then he'd point to John.
Yeah. John's fault. He's an engineer.
It's no John is the best thing.
Like you said, he loves his job.
So we're beginning to work on the permitting for this project.
Good.
Shelley has been gracious enough to help us with some documents to bring forth to you for consideration and to the city. And then ARC Images is also in charge or tasked with the getting it rezoned, and then all of those community meetings that need to come along with that. So there's still quite a bit of work to do, but we're getting there.
We're targeting February.
Then January, depending on the weather, January is when if all the stars line up correctly, then January.
Okay. With the completion date when?
They said 14 months, so March or April of 25.
Okay.
I have a question, and I just thought of this the other day. Has there been any consideration done to putting some solar panels on the new building to help with electricity costs going forward?
We haven't really discussed
I
that.
think you almost have to redesign a whole bunch of.
Well,
things.
maybe not, but I was just wondering if that had.
No, I mean, we were, no.
I didn't until,
Right. That's the answer. Yeah. So,
okay.
no, ma'am. So upcoming review, the internal design, we received nothing. CMA, our budget updates, budget approval, it's still scheduled for sometime this month, but it may get moved a little bit into November, but they're working hard through it. So, and then as I said, permitting and rezoning. And then the totals to date, $638,636.33. It's a change of $175,400.22 for design and engineering fees. So they're on their schedule, what we've expected. So.
I was just thinking we started a year ago and we're kind of still where we're at. It's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is, I guess.
Part of life,
Yeah.
you know, we're doing a good job of, I think.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
There absolutely there is. I'll be much happier and much more calm about it when they start moving dirt. So,
okay.
You know, when that day happens, when they start busting concrete, I'll be a happy man.
Yeah. It will be nice if one's getting done and then you can focus on the big one too. Timing wise.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
You wouldn't have wanted too much going on at one time with both of them.
Yeah, you know, one of the memo package they got us was, 140 pages. And it took me 3 weeks to get through it. You know, I just do little bits at a time because you can't just focus. As soon as you do, then there's an email or a phone call or something about something else. But yes. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, David.
Make sure it fits a little with the new fire truck. They're up there. Didn't fit. It's too tall. The new ones are a little bit taller than this one. And they had to rebuild the station to get the truck.
It happened someplace else too. I was reading. That's why I asked. I want to say, County
Oh,
had to do the same thing. They had to come back through and
Anything else?
cut the opening down.
Maybe they ought to make the steel beams a little bigger to start with.
yeah, but they have dimensions on it.
They ordered it and they came in and it was bigger and they had to
Things change.
cut out and do New York.
Yeah, I remember we talked about. Mhm.
Tall enough.
Yep. We did.
New comes along.
Yeah. For sure.
It's just told.
I don't really have anything else. Got that meeting squared away. That was on my list. So good there's
CIP.
no, well, that one too, but the
City county.
City County.
County.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get that going.
yeah, I guess we don't meet again until Thursday, so.
Yeah.
I have one official business thing, not just business, but county or related before we get to our scores. Remember, Monday is we're closed to the public employee training day. On employee training day, you'll let the commissioners know my election staff will not be present. We just have too much. Training day, as you know, always falls on Columbus Day. Advanced voting always starts right around that time period, October 18th. It's not only that, election staff have asked for years and I've never allowed it. You know, we just bust our tail and get it done. But we've just had too many new things with the new Modus software, the new equipment, staffs, just a month ago, we got that new equipment. So we're writing all new training manuals, all new procedures. We have all new security process. Just in the training that we did yesterday, I was telling the commissioners about, we have election equipment there for the election workers to see and put their hands on and test out. Noxious weed comes and picks it up. But before they pick it up, we just close it up and take it. Now, close it up, seal things up. 2 people sign on an affidavit that it's been closed. everything's just taking longer as well, plus our new processes. We got election training next week with all positions, supervising judges, assistant supervising judges, and provisional clerks on top of the training that we did. And then another problem, we have logic and accuracy testing we have to finish before we have the advanced voting on the live election. That'll take 4 staff a whole day to do. We have 4 staff coming in on Saturday, at least half a day already this Saturday. And so we're just trying to get caught up on top of all the things that we knew we'd have to do. Our first order of ballots came through, and there was one batch that had like a dark mark down it. And we thought it was just that one warden precinct. And what it was is from the roller from the printer, we could tell. And so we thought that'd be okay. Well, we processed more ballots, and in that we're taking ballots out and processing, putting them in envelopes to distribute to the polling place, because some people ask for a paper ballot, but then also paper ballots are a backup plan. If the apocalypse happens on election day and we can't use the election equipment, and we found more. So we contacted our vendor, I think on Tuesday, and said, this ballot batch is unacceptable. We're not using them. Print us a whole new ballot batch, get them to us the next day, and don't charge us for the originals. And so they did. They agreed to that. So our paper ballots, we did get free, but we've already processed that entire ballot batch. Now we have to go through, and that's what staff's going to be doing on Saturday. So I didn't make that decision lightly. I think it's very important that all staff are there, but there's just too much going on in order to be sure elections are done to our standard. And so I'm going to allow that exception for Monday just for our election staff, so the commission's aware.
On that subject, I brought up something with Elizabeth when I talked to her on Tuesday of potentially moving Employee Day from Columbus Day to Martin Luther King Day in January instead. Because of just what Rich is talking about, there's so much more stuff going on in October, both internally and externally for people. Families have kids playing sports, lots of things going on outside. End of the year activities tend to outweigh the beginning of the year activities. Also, in terms of elections, you'll have new people coming on board, sometimes commissioners, other offices. It would match up better with them to be able to onboard with employees at the same time. If you moved it to then and you don't have so much going on outside in January. I mean, maybe it'll be 90 degrees this year. I don't know. So, to me, it seems better to start Employee Day at the beginning of the year and talk about the entire year than the end of the year.
Yeah, well, Martin Luther King Day, there's a lot of activities going on around that in the community. So that
And you can be part of that too.
and be going, I mean, you know what we're saying, the employees are
I mean,
can't go to those things if they've got employed, if they can't go, they got to make a choice. And if we're making it mandatory, then we're cutting out the celebration for Martin Luther King Day.
Well, and the thing was going to another holiday, another day may be okay, but you're taking away a day off from staff if you go to another holiday, to which they'd have off. We didn't previously, we never had Columbus Day off. We always worked it. The reason that day was chosen because everyone was here, banks were closed, nobody come in because they assumed. So that's the history on why that day was chosen. For elections, it's a horrible time to have that. Agreed. But I just wouldn't take another holiday if I were to do it.
Yeah.
Because staff lose a holiday off then. Columbus, the history, even before I got here, Columbus Day, the county used to take off, but they didn't take the Friday after Thanksgiving off. The commissioners and staff agreed everyone would enjoy having the day after Thanksgiving rather than Columbus Day. And so they made Columbus Day open to the public and took the day after Thanksgiving off.
is Columbus Day considered a federal holiday?
Mm-hmm.
So by policy, we have to take Columbus Day off by our own policy, right?
Well, it was a switch that was made, like I said, before my time.
But we take all federal holidays off for our policy. So if we were to make that switch, we'd have to do that, wouldn't we? Regardless if you could.
We haven't.
How about this?
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know, it's actually written into our policy that except Columbus Day. So we have all federal holiday except Columbus Day written into our policy because of what you're explaining.
Right. But Commissioner Ford's point is it's still a national holiday.
It is, but I mean, he said per policy, but our policy explicitly says not.
Understand that. Yeah, but it's still a national holiday.
You know, K-State's usually on, isn't it?
I don't know. Do you know, Elizabeth, is K-State
They're open.
open on Columbus Day?
I believe they are open, yes. Yeah, no, I know for a fact they're open. They are open.
Aren't the state offices open too? or-
No, the state offices are closed. I know that for a fact. So I've taken several
There's
places
one
now
of
to or so.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's just the history. Yeah, for elections, this week has always been how I've been asked many times by even different, my key person in charge of elections, we really want us to know because I'm a real stickler on. I think everyone needs to do it. And like I said, I did not make this decision lightly, but just to so many new things going on, the ballot problem that we had, it's more important to be sure the election stuff's prepared right.
I just feel like there's far more things going on towards the end of the year countywide than right at the beginning of the year, and it would be better to do that at the beginning of the year. Maybe you do it on President's Day or something.
well, that would be,
Yeah, because there's a lot.
there's not a lot of President's Day, which is not
February.
February, some. Second.
Yeah.
Because Martin Luther King did, we'd have a lot of groups that would be upset with this too.
Fair enough. I'd be interested to see how many employees engage in that, maybe more than if they
Engage in what?
just the activities that are going on. They're
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, once again, I don't know, everyone
But you're right.
participates in other things, but the thing is you're taking a holiday off away from employees.
The other thing is most of the rest of the community, doesn't take that day off.
Which day?
I assume
Martin Luther King or Columbus Day than a lot of them.
it'd just be treated in effect.
Banks are.
Yeah.
We'd be in effect, if we use a different holiday, then we get off Columbus Day.
Well, if the commission decided to give
Right,
Columbus
that's what
Day
we
off,
do.
correct.
If we're making an exception there, we can just change the exception.
Mhm. You could.
Other day.
You could. Mhm.
So we don't finish.
President's Day might be a good thing.
Yeah.
With, when you think
Don't make
about it.
President's Day as the sales.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing that happens.
You can do that.
Commissioner Folke,
So basically,
Yeah.
there's just no way of
could I
never
Could I
anybody.
just- Could I mention that maybe it would be something to ask the committee? There's a lot of work and a lot of months of effort that go into planning the employee day. And for example, if you would make this change now, I'm not sure what you would want to see for 2024. It might be extremely difficult to turn that around for January. And then the second point I would just say is
Well,
that
not
generally
for
right
this
now.
this year, no.
Yeah,
No,
not for this year.
Not for this year.
Or next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means we wouldn't have one in 2024.
Right,
Yeah,
And
you
then,
push that out to January, February
It'd
25.
be 3 months out
Right.
farther than the.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
and the other point what I would just consider is that right now it's meant as like it's kind of a recognition of the year's accomplishments. So we go through, people's
Mhm.
years of it and everything that we've done over the year and kind of look at the different departments. And not that that couldn't change, but that has been the focus of kind of doing it in the last quarter.
But you could reverse that and talk about what you need to do at the beginning of the year and do that same thing in the first
Yeah,
quarter
I'm-
too, correct?
It could be changed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting that there is
Okay.
a group of people who work on it every year. Maybe we could get their input.
That'd be
I
fine.
think,
Okay.
I think that committee needs to look, I'm sure there's things we're not thinking of too.
Yeah,
That have that committee look at it and see whether they're working on.
So yeah, didn't mean to make it into a broad
No,
discussion, but
that's on me because I'm the one that brought it up to begin with. But
just wanted to.
I've heard from several departments and it probably doesn't work for some other departments. If you make the change, it won't be perfect for everybody. But
there
I
is
just-
a lot going on.
Yeah, but it seems like there's more going on just in general for an internal purpose and out, individually this time of the year than it does maybe right at the beginning of the year, January, February,
Just wanted the commissioners to know in case you hear anything. So wanted to let you know ahead of time. Just impossible. Staff have been working their tail off the way that is and putting in overtime and this Saturday and there's just too much. Scores, John.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Friday night game.
I know.
I mean, I know it's on ESPN.
It's gonna be a cool windy day though. My wife's gonna put some soup on, so
I'm gonna make.
it'll be okay.
I'm thinking about making my first batch of chili of the year.
I told her I wouldn't be opposed to chili.
Yeah, that's always a good sign. Like some of my famous cornbread to go along with it. Yeah, be good. 12 and a half point favorite in Stillwater. I mean, I know Oklahoma State's bad, but place is always,
Crazy.
it's always an epic battle. I can't get my mind away from that concept there. So,
We've always had trouble.
yeah, I don't know. I just can't work myself out of that thought. So, bye week, I thought we were going to get healthier, but apparently not, particularly the linebacker position.
Running back, we did.
Yeah.
Offensive line will be healthier.
Yes,
still.
we've got everybody back
Which is
there
key.
playing in their original positions. I think that's the key. Man, I think we'll probably do what we do. We'll probably come out. If I'm not mistaken, we've scored a first drive touchdown in every game this year. I see that happening probably tomorrow once again. We'll hit the skids at some point in time early in the game, I think, but I think we've got enough firepower to come out. So I'm gonna say 38-21. K-State, good guys.
Commissioner McKinley.
I'm 35-14.
Catherine.
And well, I was looking at the average scores that we do, and it's like the average we score is 44. So I'm going with 47-20.
Shelley.
I'm gonna go 31-28.
And I had already written down 45-14.
Okay.
Catherine and I are pretty close.
I think you guys are good in the lead, aren't you, this year?
No, there's actually a three-way tie with Commissioner McKinley, Commissioner Folke, and myself. And I'm sorry, I left you out, but
Well, oddly enough, I'm 0-4 in fantasy this year, but I'm number 1 in college pick'ems, but I can't seem to do anything.
I can't say anything. I didn't win a 1 last year, so
I'm due. Okay.
Don't overthink it. It's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's my downfall. I can't not.
I think I might have been light too. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna score
Okay.
more than that probably.
Who knows?
I agree. And one of the things I've always chalked it up to is, Joe Bob Clements is still on staff there, and we still play K-State football.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Snyder, but
Yeah.
he knows our tendencies, and he's high up in the
You know,
defensive
I
side of
actually,
that over there.
I
And
actually
so,
played against him in high school. He played for Emporia.
gotcha. Yeah, so they still have him on staff, and it's always been a difficult place, but they're just not them.
Yeah,
And they don't have a quarterback that looks promising.
no. Coach's son.
I don't think he's going to get the nod. I think the Taylor guy's going to get the nod.
What they're saying.
Uh-huh.
Did they have a week off too?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They did. I
They
know.
typically don't play well themselves after a week off, if I remember right. Kind of struggle. We'll see. Like I said, they're trying to do some kind of a blackout, which I would do like an orange out or something. It just seems more appropriate there. I don't know. All I know is I'll have them dumb paddles out there smacking the side.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. So that's about it. There's some other new traditions, but I like Oklahoma State overall. They don't really bother me.
And as long as K-State gets a win, I don't care which one.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I do. I'll make a motion that we adjourn the October 5th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn